Hi, Spartans. This is Isabella from San Juan Studios, and today we're doing a 1v1 interview with Miss Smith. Say hello, Miss Smith.
Hey,
So, today we're going to be asking her a few questions. So, let's start with what inspired you to become a teacher?
so I was inspired by my junior year history teacher. It was US history, and he made it come alive. I was invested in the class, I was invested in where it was going, and I knew that if I were to do something, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to try and make history come alive for students.
Yeah, and history is one of the most important subjects to learn. So, that's good. How long have you been teaching, and what subjects have you taught?
I've been teaching for about 9 years, and I've been at San Juan for all of those years. I have taught English and I have taught history.
Where did you go to college?
So I went to BYU, Idaho, and I majored in history and political science.
Okay. What have what has been the biggest challenge throughout your teaching career?
So my biggest challenge in my teaching career has actually been COVID. I really struggled to take my curriculum, which was mostly on paper, and digitize it. And I also had a really hard time trying to connect and make history really come alive over Zoom with technical issues and my just inability to work the program. It was really hard for me to feel like I was just doing my job well.
Yeah, it was really hard for not just, I'm sure it was hard for the teachers, but for the students also. Because I remember I would be passed out on a Zoom call. So I even have a picture of that. It was really funny. But yeah, I can only imagine trying to teach on a Zoom call and then just not knowing if anybody's listening or paying attention. That must be hard. But next question: what advice would you give to students who want to succeed in your classes?
To just do your best. I think that if you come in and you want to do well, um, we can make that happen. I think that just having the motivation just to come in and to learn about the topics, even if you don't get every single detail, as long as you know that story's there and that you kind of understand the topic. Um, so I think that really just coming in with that motivation and just wanting to be there and wanting to try.
Yeah. How has teaching changed since you first started?
I think that teaching has changed a lot for me in terms of how I teach. I think that with new technologies and kind of where kind of the reliance now more on technology than it feels like ever before. I think that I've had to change just the way that I present the information, the way that I try and break it down is different, just so I can meet the students where they are using that technology.
Yeah. What strategies do you use to keep students engaged in learning?
So one of the things that I try to do is to give the information in multiple ways so that maybe if you don't get it through reading, maybe you get it through a visual or through hearing it, so that I feel like every kind of major topic or major event that we've talked about 2 or 3 times in a couple of different ways, so that students really have a lot of opportunities to understand.
Yeah. And it's good to always have different ways because some might be better for other students than other students. So, yeah, it's good to have multiple ways to teach. Do you have a favorite historical period or event to teach? If so, why?
I think that my favorite kind of part of the world and historically is Southeast Asia and Asian history. Um, in world history, my favorite topic to teach is the fall of the Qing and kind of the rise of communism in China.
Why is that? Like, you are interested in the history in specifically China or?
Well, China and all the way down into Southeast Asia. A lot of my undergrad was in the history of like Vietnam and Cambodia. I think that part of the world has always just been intriguing to me. My my grandma traveled a lot, and she spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia, and she would come home and tell me all about it. And I remember feeling very connected, and it's a place that I've always wanted to travel through and learn about.
Yeah, that's cool. So now I'm gonna ask you a little bit about your singing, since Mr. Sullivan has informed me about that. So, when did you first start singing?
So I started singing my first year here at San Juan. The student government was doing a lip syncing battle, and a couple of the teachers got together and thought, we can lip sync, we can do that. And Mr. Lauder came to me and said, you know, you could actually sing. And I said, oh, that sounds terrifying. But I did it, and it was terrifying. But I made it through, and then I just became one of the singers in Tardy Sweep.
Were you singing in one of the rallies?
Yes, we have performed in the rallies for the last couple of years.
I think I took a picture of you singing one time during the
Wonderful.
rally. Yeah. That was cool. So, who are some of your biggest, like, musical influences?
Well, I grew up listening to kind of alternative rock, and then as the emo scene broke out, that became kind of my where most of my influences came from. I actually still listen to a lot of the same artists that I listened to when I was in high school, like The Used, Escape the Fate, well, now Falling in Reverse, and now Falling in Reverse. So a lot of a little bit harder rock, and I can lean towards like post-hardcore metal.
Oh, okay. Do you have like a specific artist that inspires you to sing?
That inspires me to sing.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
I want to be them
Ooh.
type. You know.
I don't think I have a strong enough voice for that, but I do really kind of let's see. Singing wise, I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe think about joining the talent show this year or next year or whenever it is. I'm not sure when it is, but
We do have a talent show coming up. If Tardy Sweep is going to perform, I don't know yet, but we do always try. I know we missed last year, but we have performed in the talent show before, so yeah.
well,
And
let's
I
hope
hear that
this
you
year.
sing, so maybe you should be part of the talent show.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling if I practice. Okay. That's the end of our interview. Thank you, Miss Smith, for your time.
You're welcome.
Bye, Spartans.